Hey guys, this is Jay from JTBR. Over the past year, I've been reading almost exclusively in the fantasy and sci-fi genres. I've gone through about 50 books during that time, but today I want to talk about those rare gems. It's a book that blends magical realism with mystery. A popular standalone that's been described as magical, mysterious, melancholy, and surreal. That book is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. Now, what's funny is I actually had this book sitting on my shelf for quite a while before I finally picked it up. It was one of the earliest books I added to my TBR pile. I think I was saving it for a perfect time. Almost like I didn't want to rush into it and lose that sense of anticipation. Have you ever owned a book you knew you would love, but kept putting off reading it because once you started, you knew it would be over too soon? That's exactly how I felt about Piranesi. I wanted to cherish the feeling of not yet knowing what was inside. So for those unfamiliar, here's a quick spoiler-free summary of the book. Piranesi follows a man named Piranesi who lives in a strange, otherworldly house. An endless labyrinth of grand halls filled with statues, flooded corridors, and shifting tides. He spends his days exploring, documenting the house, and surviving its rhythms. He believes he's mostly alone, except for a visitor he calls the Other. But slowly, as cracks begin to appear in what he thinks is true, we begin to question everything alongside him. Who he is, where he is, and why this world exists. It's a story that unfolds like a dream, quietly but powerfully pulling you deeper into its mystery. Now, the first thing I have to say is how addictive this book was. Once I started reading it, I just couldn't put it down. The setting was so mysterious and immersive that even when I had no idea what was going on, I just didn't care. The experience of being lost in that world was beautiful. The beginning is intentionally disorienting, in my opinion. It's like waking up in a forest with no memory of how you got there. But instead of panicking, you just wander around, mesmerized by how stunning everything is. That's exactly how Piranesi feels. The setting is imaginative, surreal, and dreamlike, as I mentioned multiple times. It's not magical in the traditional fantasy sense, but there's a quiet sense of wonder to everything. It's a place where logic and reality feel slightly suspended, but not in a way that's confusing, more like hypnotic. I honestly couldn't have asked for a better book to escape into. The mystery too is masterfully done. Piece by piece, things begin to click into place. You start making connections, questioning assumptions, and wondering what's real. And right up to the final few chapters, the story keeps you guessing. Even when I had to take breaks from reading, I couldn't stop thinking about it. That lingering, almost haunting pull is a mark of a truly gripping read. I was enamored by Susanna Clarke's imagination while reading this book, and I immediately knew I had to read more of her work. This is Susanna Clarke's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. This one's huge. Definitely a commitment. But honestly, I can't wait to dive into her world again. If Piranesi is any indication of what she's capable of, I'm more than ready to spend hundreds of pages in her writing. There's something magical about finding an author whose voice feels completely unique. Clarke is one of those authors for me now. For me, a 5-star book is more than just a great plot or well-written characters. It needs to hit on an emotional level. I need to feel something. Surprise, wonder, even a kind of quiet sadness. One of the biggest reasons I love reading fantasy is the chance to experience emotions and perspectives that feel distant from everyday life. Piranesi delivered that completely. It's addictive, mysterious, and strangely emotional. And the best part, it's a standalone. Under 250 pages and incredibly accessible. If you're looking for a relatively short book that will leave a long-lasting impression, I can't recommend this enough. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've read Piranesi, what you thought about it, and what your first 5-star fantasy book was. I'd love to hear it. See you in the next one.